Today, I want to talk to you about something we've all interacted with constantly, but often we don't think about it deeply. And I'm not talking about just any old thing, I'm talking about something really deep or digital identity. Who are you online? It sounds like a simple question. I mean, it should be a simple question. Who are you? But in reality, it's more complex. And, it's not just about being on your phone, social media, your whole profile. I mean, every time you log into an app, you buy something online, or even just browse a website, there's a interaction of unseen architectures that are constantly working to identify and verify who you are. And it's like a whole intricate system operating in the background. And I am a very curious person. I've been very curious to explore how all of this works. So join me today as we journey and we delve into the fascinating world of digital identity. And let's try and unmask ourselves online. Well, hello, my sip savants. Welcome back to Tech Sips with Nadina. I'm Nadina, your Chief Strategy Architect. This season, we're deconstructing tech's unseen architectures, shaping our reality. As I guide you through the world of CRM, IT, and yes, digit transformation. That's digital strategy distilled. So grab your favorite blend and let's sip on some knowledge. So, where do we begin? Let's talk about the many faces of digital identity. My research started with trying to really understand the different hats we wear online. It's not just a single digital you, is it? For instance, let's take Instagram. You have a persona on Instagram. You share snapshots of your life. It's more for those pictures and those quality of life events like graduation, getting married. Whereas maybe you have a more professional image for your LinkedIn where you focus on sharing your career aspirations and achievements and networking. And there's many different social aspects and social things that we do text only on Threads and X, and Blue Sky has a combination of pictures, and you might just be somebody completely different depending on which social media app you're on. Then there's the e-commerce logins. Those are less about broadcasting who you are and more about securely making a transaction. Every swipe online, think about it. When you shop on Amazon or Google or wherever you get your purchases from, it really had me thinking that there are different types of digital identities that serve very different purposes. If you're in the US right now, you're probably filing taxes or you've already filed your taxes. That's a different verification that you're doing. And all these different purposes, it's like having different keys for different doors in your online life. So whether it's social media, professional, e-commerce purchases, maybe it's your government ID, or for some of us, anonymous, where we don't want people to know who we are, we have very different digital identities, many faces. Behind the scenes, how your digital identity is verified. One of the most fascinating things I've learned about the technologies that actually confirm that you are who you say you are online. We all know about, passwords. You use your password, you log into that site, username, password. But let's be honest, there's so many other digital securities and sometimes passwords we forget. And I know what you're thinking, just use a password manager. Well, not everyone uses a password manager, which they should. But this isn't a conversation about just passwords. This is about how do we authenticate? How do we know who we are? And there's multi-factor authentications more than just password and even a code for your phone. Let's talk a little bit about biometrics, namely our fingerprint and our face. It's been quite interesting how these biological traits, every app that I use now asks me, do I want to use my biometrics? Do I want to do fingerprints? Do I want to do face recognition? And it really helps provide who you are. Even when I go to the airport and I'm going through the TSA line, I have to take a picture. They look at my facial picture and then they can determine, like, yes, this is Nadina. And it's fascinating how far the digital world has come, but it raises some interesting questions about security and privacy. It's interesting because when going back to my airport example, I hardly ever see anyone who hasn't done the face metrics. And it says, like, I'm going to delete that picture after, and it's just used to authenticate you. And there's a level of trust. You're trusting that this system's not going to use your picture for something else. You're trusting that this picture is going to be deleted. And there's other examples of it, other examples of fingerprints and face recognition. But the question is, when it comes to your digital identity and your verification and all these unlocks and certifications and face printing and face scanning, where is that data going and who does that data belong to? Managing your digital existence. So I dug a bit deeper into digital identity and I started to see the complex systems that work to manage our online existence. Identity management software, these help organizations control who has access to their resources. Then there are federated identity systems, which allow you to use a single login across multiple platforms. Think about when you sign in with your Google account or you signing with your social media account and you're using the same account that you've always used to get access to these websites. And then there's the emerging idea of decentralized identities where you have more control over your own digital information. And you see a lot of this technology in blockchain. Ethical and legal considerations. As our lives or digital lives become more central, we can't ignore the ethical questions. So many. Think about all the data that's collected to build and verify these identities. Who has access to it? How is it being used? We really need to consider the legal side of things. Laws like GDPR in Europe and CCPA in California are designed to protect our data and give us more control over our online information. Taking control of your digital footprint. So, as we wrap up this exploration, I'm left with a few lingering questions, and I'd love for you to ponder them with me. As our digital lives become even more intertwined with our physical ones, how do we strike the right balance between security and convenience when it comes to our digital identities? How can we ensure that these systems are fair and equitable for everyone? And ultimately, what does it truly mean to be you? In this increased digital world, I hope this episode has given you some food for thought and maybe even empowered you to think a little different about your own digital identity. Remember, use strong passwords, be mindful of what you share online, know what's your digital rights, and thank you for joining me. And I'll see you on the next episode. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for watching the episode. It means the world to me. I have a favor to ask of you. I've noticed that many of you watch the episodes, but you're not commenting, you're not liking, you're not sharing. And trust, I'm working diligently to provide this information. It would mean the world to me if you would like and share the content wherever you're watching this podcast so that I know that this information is really resonating with you. Thank you so much. And don't forget to check out our merch store. The details are in the description. By understanding tech's unseen architectures, we can shape our digital future that aligns with our values. Thank you for joining me on this journey of discovery. Subscribe to Tech Sips with Nadina to keep exploring these hidden layers with me. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and keep sipping on that tech wisdom.